G'day guys, I thought I'd make a video today on my avocado trees. We'll have a bit of a look around, and anyone interested in trying to grow a few, I'll see if I can give you a few tips and see how we go. I'll give an update on my trees and see how they're travelling at the moment. At the moment they're in full flower. As you guys can see, there's a lot on there. They're starting to produce little avocados now. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but there's a few starting to come up. The trees are looking fairly healthy, and we might give you guys a bit of a show around and see what we're trying to do here. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm not very good at talking on camera, but we'll see what happens. When I first planted the trees 2 years ago now, it's 2018, but yeah, we had trouble with a lot of hares trying to eat the trees, and come up with the idea to put these silk fence barriers around them. They're starting to fall apart a bit now, but they've done the job. I've kept everything out and the trees seem to be doing quite well. Been quite a few bees around them. They're getting pollinated at the moment, and we might have a bit of a look. I've got 60 trees here now in the ground. They are all Hass avocados, all these trees, plus 2 shepherds, but yeah, the majority of them are Hass. And they all seem to be doing quite well. We're just coming into our springtime now, and as you can see, there's just starting to get new growth coming up on them now. Actually, one of these trees has still got a few avocados that I have picked pretty much all of them, but yeah, this one here has still got a few hanging from last season that I didn't pick yet. We might have a bit of a look. They've been really good avocados. We haven't had a drum with any of them, no bad ones. And yeah, I picked about 120 kilos off them. The trees have grown a lot since then, since last season, so this season should be pretty good, hopefully. I did put a irrigation system in. It's just a 1-inch line come down to these sprinklers. They put about 90 litres an hour, and they seem to be doing the job quite well. I've got a few trees here that I planted about 2 weeks ago, because when I originally planted them here, I had a few die, and yeah, these new trees I was just filling in the gaps. This one's not too bad. They're already in full flower. I'll probably have to knock these flowers off just to help the trees come along as they're new. But yeah, he's looking a little bit sad, that one, but most of them are doing pretty well. Yeah, as you can see, they're already flowering and they've only been in the ground for 2 weeks. But yeah, you can see how I've had to stake them, obviously mulch around them, and same with the barriers. Just help to protect the tree from the wind and yeah, keep any animals out. This one's doing quite well. He's already getting a lot of fresh growth on him, and that's, yeah, just in the last couple of weeks all that's come up. But as you can see, they got a lot of flowers on them, so I'm hoping to have a big crop this year. We'll see how they go. There's a little bug in there. You should always check your trees for pests and make sure what you got on them. which I'm pretty sure this guy here, he's a predatory shield bug, so he's a good little fella. No problem with him being on here. He eats all the grubs and all the little insects like that. You're definitely better to have biological control if you can. You don't want to be spraying too much, yeah, because you kill all the good pests as well when you do. But yeah, you can see all this new growth coming up on it now. The next couple of months these should be full of new leaves. You can see at the moment these are still all the old leaves, which they do get a bit droopy and drop off. But as long as you got the new fresh growth coming through, it doesn't really matter. The plan is long term to eventually plan all these paddocks out, which is a lot of work doing all this, but I think it's going to be worth it. It's another new tree I've just planted. All the old growth is looking a little bit sad, but it's got a lot of new growth coming up on it too, so we should be fine. Obviously they're painted white to keep the sunburn down, and yeah, just staked to help hold them with the wind. It's definitely a nice property, this. I'm very lucky to have it. There were two big mango trees just here which I've recently cut down. They were shading out these trees here and give it a bit more room, a bit more sunlight. This tree here, he's one of the shepherds. Yeah, I've only got 2 shepherds that I've planted, and yeah, he was planted about 2 weeks ago. But same thing, a couple of them have got shade cloth. I didn't do all of them with shade cloth because just of the cost. It's a lot cheaper to use the silk fence, and it still does the same thing really, so yeah. This stuff does break down after a while, that's the only downside of it, but when you're doing this many trees, you do have to try and save money where you can. Some of the original trees didn't grow that well, like this fella, but he seems to be getting a lot of fresh growth on him now, so hopefully they kick on a bit this season. I did just fertilise with nitrophosphate the other day. Coming in the springtime, you definitely got to give him a bit of a feed, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you can see how deteriorated that barrier is. It definitely needs redoing. I feel them are getting a bit sad. This is one of the new ones I just planted. Yeah, freshly painted white, and see the irrigation there. Anyone who's thinking about planting avocados at home, it definitely is a lot of work, and you do have to put a fair bit of time into them. You definitely can't just stick them in the ground and hope they grow. So I had a few friends asking me about that, and yeah, all they really do is put them in the grow and none of them have any success. But definitely pays to mulch right around them, and yeah, do what you can to keep them healthy. Like I said, all these trees are about 2 years old, so they're not huge yet, but yeah, they're definitely coming along. I don't know if you can, oh yeah, there you go. It's not really focusing on it, but you can see they are starting to set new fruit for next season. There's a bee there still hanging around. There's been a fair few bees around lately, which is good. They definitely help with the pollination. But yeah, a little bit about this farm. You can see in the background there, they're all obviously established trees already, which they were my grandfather's trees. He's 90 years old now and moved out of the property, whereas I'm trying to slowly take it over. I've planted all these new trees here. All these paddocks were old dead trees and old tree stumps and overgrown, and I've brought an excavator up and obviously cleaning the place up, and yeah, started planting more trees. So hopefully it works out all right with what we're doing. I'm definitely no expert on it, but I'm just trying to figure it out and learn as we go. Because yeah, I'm a machine operator, that's what I do for a job, but this has just been trying to learn the last 2 years, really, since I planted the trees. But yeah, I think they're coming along quite well, really. Some of them do look a little bit spindly, whereas some of them do get a slight amount of phytophthora in them, which these were old paddocks and there was originally phytophthora in this. But yeah, you just got to try and manage it.